XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
And welcome in a Tuesday right here on XL Primetime. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show. And we're just going to start out firing today, just like Leon just said with Bed Bath & Beyond. We're not going to get into a salt bath or anything like that. But we're going to ask a very simple question today, and it comes on the heels of Lord Stanley's Cup staying in the state of Florida and the Florida Panthers winning their first championship in the NHL. Yesterday, Big Searcy, you said something that will spark our conversation today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said that, first of all, I want to congratulate Florida Panthers because they brought. Listen, anytime you bring a ring or a trophy into the state of Florida, absolutely,
especially after being up 3-0, and really would have been the butt. They would have been not historic. They would have been notorious for losing a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely, would have been one of the biggest collapses probably in NHL history. Up 3-0, and then
you don't want to be infamous.
They found a way to get it done. So what I was saying is that if you look at I'm all about the state of Florida. If you look at all the state schools, as far as the college, professional, whether it be college football, Jacksonville Jaguars are the only team in the state of Florida who has not at least been to the chip, let alone win the chip. Yeah.
And so basically, if you look through your entire, like we're talking big boy, let's just call it big boy ball, big boy sports, and it's all the professional sports, and then it's Florida, Florida State, and Miami. And the Orlando Magic, along with the Jacksonville Jaguars, are the only two sports franchises in our state, the ones we just kind of qualified as, that have not won a championship.
Yeah. I initially had put the Magic in there, but we found out in the production that Magic have at least been in a championship
They've
twice.
at least been there.
They've been there.
I'm keeping them there because Jacksonville needs to have somebody that they can poke one at.
One is the loneliest number that you ever know.
Yeah. So at the very least, they went there twice and have not won. Okay, they lost to the Houston Rockets. Our buddy Nick Anderson. We all know he doesn't like to be asked that question. But anyway, they lost to the Houston Rockets, and then they lost a little bit later on, 2009, to the LA Lakers. And so you're right. They've at least been to the game. But when you talk about the state of Florida, and we're going to give you guys all the rings that these teams have won, what's it going to take and win for Duval to be able to dominate in the National Football League and get to that ultimate prize of hoisting that trophy? How long is it going to take? When will it happen?
I don't know. It's been over 30 years. 30 years is too long.
Yeah, this is 30 this year.
This is 30 years, all right? So 30 years is way too long for Duval. Now, we've been knocking on the door, but we just ain't going in. We've been to a couple of AFC championship games. Four, actually? 3 or 4?
Yeah, four.
We've been 4 AFC championship games, but, I mean, you keep knocking on the door, we got to eventually
No, I take that back. Three AFC championship games.
Let me also just say this.
I don't want to give them any more, but, yes, they've been to 3.
I'm not so sure the conference championship games are knocking on the door. I think if you're in the Super Bowl and playing for it and you lose it, that's knocking on the door of winning it all.
I mean, you got.
I think they're still a step away from even knocking on the door is my point.
Okay.
That's my point.
All right.
And I think it's I mean, the Panthers were the laughing stock of the NHL for many years. Many, many years. Not unlike this franchise. So, I mean, I think you've got your quarterback in place. You think you've got your coach in place. It's time to start drafting better. It's time to start getting key free agents and take this thing to a legit knocking on the door with a chance to win level.
Well, it can't be this one and done type of stuff. I mean, because you think about the Jaguars that went to the championship in 2017. We all thought in 2018 this team was going to be Super Bowl bound. Everybody had them picked, and this team, they
Some of us thought last year's team was Super Bowl. I'm not going to say who, but
it was me.
It's the guy to the right of me. If you watch on YouTube.
I was a believer. I was all in. I put myself to blame. Yeah. Got the tattoo and everything. I just knew they were good. I knew what I saw, the product on the field, that comeback and then going toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and the opportunity to win that game if it wasn't for a fumble within the 5-yard line. This team, I felt comfortable enough with bringing back all the acquisitions. Now, I didn't know we were going to have all these injuries, and Trevor and concussions and all this other kind of stuff. So you had to factor that stuff in. But I thought this team last year, for what I saw down the stretch, especially the way Trevor was playing, I thought that they could use that as momentum for next year.
But you know what? What was concerning to me is after last year, after that, I should say 2022, not last year, because last year is technically the collapse. After 2022, instead of saying, let's go get the pieces that can make us great, they sat and stood still and just did nothing and thought Calvin Ridley was going to be it. That was the answer. And everybody's wondering why the Texans everybody's in love with the Texans now. Look what the Texans have done this offseason.
Oh, yeah.
After basically having the same type of season that the Jaguars had last year. They won a playoff game, right? Then they lost in the divisional round of the playoffs. They went out and had a terrific draft and also went out and got key free agent acquisitions.
Now, was that attributed to the fact that they wanted to keep the foot on the gas, or was that a situation where they figured that we got C.J. Stroud and we got to get all these pieces around him before we have to pay him?
I think it's the latter. I think it's 100% the latter. Yeah. That they realize. I think they probably thought they had a potential very good quarterback in C.J. Stroud, and then after last year, I think the idea is, holy cow, we got something here.
Let's load up.
Yeah, we got something here. Let's figure this out quickly.
Now, we're missing Coach Campo today, but we did do our Campo and Joe podcast earlier. You might have caught it on Facebook Live. It'll be posted on the social channels a little bit later on. But one of the things we got into is how many areas that they needed to address, and did Balky do the job that he was supposed to do? This speaks to our power rankings discussion that we had yesterday, where I was just appalled at the idea that Mike Florio would make him 20th in the National Football League. But if you start adding up all the positions of need that they needed to go out and find either a free agent or a draft pick to replace them, they needed to have a big uptick roster-wise. Got the quarterback, got some other good pieces, got a great pass rusher. It looks like a Josh Allen, but you needed those other pieces. So now, it's got to be about consistency, Leon, winning on a regular flipping basis and being in the postseason on a regular basis.
Yeah, because, listen, this one and done, these one-hit wonders that we've been seeing the last couple of years with the Jaguars, I get fed up with that. I need to see some consistency. The teams that do it, the teams that make it to the Super Bowl, they're consistently in the playoffs. Playoffs. Not this one year in the playoffs and then off 3 years and then 1 year, then off 3 years. I mean, listen, I know the Jaguars had a 9-8 season last year. It was 2 back-to-back winning seasons. Haven't had, 2 winning seasons over, back-to-back? About a couple of years, 10 years,
Coach Campo was coaching.
Yeah, it had to be about over a decade. So the teams that make it to the Super Bowl, they consistently playoff, wild card, divisional round, championship. Then the Jaguars they've got to situate themselves to get themselves in a position by being more consistently making the playoffs to where they can knock on the door and make it to a championship.
All right, so let's just repeat, and we're just trying to ask the very simple question, when will Duval get it done? You start thinking about the Florida Panthers came into existence 93-94. So they're basically on the same clock. And the Panthers had been to the Stanley Cup before. And shout out to my brother, Greg. He was all fired up last night. And, had been a Panthers fan since he moved down there. He was working with Monte Cristo Cigars when he first went down there and was at the Stanley Cup way back when. And then obviously they won it this time. But they came into existence 93-94. Jacksonville's celebrating its 30th. So they're kind of on the same timeline. The Orlando Magic, late 80s is when they came in. They have made it to 2 NBA finals. They haven't won either one. You start talking about championships when it comes to Tampa Bay. The Lightning have won 3,
Yep.
and including 2 back-to-back titles. You go to the Tampa Bay Bucks. We know that they have won multiple Super Bowls.
Lightning in the same berth as the Panthers, right around 92 or 93, I think.
Yeah, exactly. The Lightning. And then the Tampa Bay Bucks have won with different quarterbacks. Tom Brady, obviously, Tampa Bay, what they had just a few years ago. Miami, the Dolphins haven't won a title since the 70s, but they did have 3 back then. Then you go to our colleges. Miami's last natty.
01.
01.
02, but then mine.
Yeah.
We count 0-2, but it's 0-1. Go ahead.
Florida in 6 and 8, a total of 3. Florida State in 13 was their most recent, a total of 3. And so they all have hardware. You can go to Florida basketball. They got hardware. But when will this team be able to put it all together? Front office, quarterback, coach, team.
GM.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, front office. Yeah, front office absolutely is a big part of this.
Yeah.
If you go through the timeline of this football team, look, we can clobber quarterbacks and maybe even coaches, but GMs matter. Front offices matter. And
You got that right.
If you go Tom Coughlin, the GM, pretty good. Then kind of overspent towards the end, got this team in kind of salary cap hell. He is relieved of his job. In walks Jack Del Rio as the head coach. In walks Shaq Harris as the general manager. Shaq did it for a while. Definitely some up and downs. You can clobber him on a few of his draft picks. And then Gene Smith takes over. Gene Smith, a terrible GM. Terrible. And then after that, another guy who I like, and Dave Caldwell, was even worse. And then you go to Balky, who's kind of got a mixed bag of results, wouldn't you say? Think of the GMs that this team has had in the deficiencies in the front office and not arming any of these head coaches with good, consistent football rosters.
It's up to the front office to give them the pieces to have that type of team that can, as Leon says, knock on the door, okay? The Texans needed defense. Their defense was terrible last year, okay? So what'd they do? They went and got Danielle Hunter, right?
Yeah, and Danielle was
and then he got Danico Autry.
Yeah, he was a guy that Jacksonville wanted badly. Danielle Hunter this past year, everyone was talking about trying to get him. They didn't get him. Now the rival got him.
Well, he also was a guy they were targeting in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could go back 2 years.
Right?
Yeah.
So
he's been in the conversation for a while.
The Texans also got Azeez Al-Shahir from the Titans. They went out and made free agent acquisitions that will immediately impact what they're doing in a great way. I mean, if you look at Danico Autry when he's healthy, that's a grown man right there.
Well, one's
a
pointing
grown
out,
man.
Yeah, one of them's pointing out on the MyBookie Digital Studios. You can go to YouTube. You can stream us there. Anytime you want to go back and watch a show, just search XL Primetime on YouTube and you'll find us. But Half pointing out, Autry is 34 years old. And yeah, it's true. You can look at the number of seasons he has under his belt, but that front line for Tennessee has been pretty dang accomplished. I'm not saying Danico's going to come in there and do great things, but you could almost say the same thing about the age of Eric Armstead. He's been in the league 10 years. Mitch Morse has been in the league double-digit years. It's productivity. I don't know what Danico did last year for Tennessee, but you add Daniil, you add Danico, you already have Will Anderson. Those are the things I think that we're looking at and talking about.
Well, anytime you overspend in free agency, you're saying that your deficiencies in the draft. I mean, you can't miss, when you miss on the draft, then you go after free agency. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, this franchise over the last decade or so, or even the last 5 years, have missed on draft picks. Now, as of late, you know, we've done a better job, and we haven't had to go get guys in free agency to counteract our deficiencies in the draft. But listen, the teams that are more consistent winners are the ones who do well in the draft, and they don't have to go into free agency.
I mean, and it's not like brain surgery here, man. The Lions couldn't cover in the NFC Championship game. So what'd they do? Mm-hmm. They went out, first round, Terrion Arnold, second round, Ennis Rakestraw. 2 corners with their first 2 picks. It's not that difficult.
No.
It's not. But
we make it difficult.
Yeah, but so many, and it's not just the Jaguars that make it difficult. There's other franchises too. It's just you have a hole, you fix the hole.
Right.
Period.
Well, in the case of the Jags, just to like I said, I don't know whether these are right, whether these are going to prove to be right moves or not. But they had a deficiency at center, they changed it. They lost a fairly dynamic wide receiver, they drafted one. They had a hole in the middle interiorly on the defense. Yeah. They went and got a guy. Yeah. So they definitely did stuff.
Yeah, but you know, I agree with you. They did do stuff, but those are short-term remedies. I mean,
plus, they also had some problems at guard.
If you draft better,
right?
If you draft better, now you got that kid from the rookie year on to his second contract.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the 2 free agents we're talking about, Morse and Eric, you're right, are aging free agents that are kind of let's have something good right now, and if it lasts a year or two, that's it.
Yeah, if you get 2 years out of them, you're good.
Yeah, but Brian Thomas, at the very least, instead of going and reaching for a Brandon Ayuk, they did get a guy that they hopefully will have for a while.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, in the history of this franchise, they've never, ever, ever had a first-round wide receiver sign a second contract.
Yeah,
Never.
They have not had enough good wide receivers in this building, which goes back to what we talked about. The general manager is as important as anybody in a franchise. Successful franchises last year give those GMs credit as much as you give the quarterback and the head coach and everybody else. My God, man, what they've done in Kansas City from the time Andy Reid got there in 2013, they said, hey, Alex Smith, let's go and get him. Let's get him in the fold. Let's get back to where we could be in the postseason. They immediately went from picking number one to getting in the postseason. They had Alex Smith for a few years, couple years, however long it was. And then they said, Mahomes is going to be our guy. And they trade up to get him. And then the rest is history. And honestly, it's just those types of decisions that are made in front office.
It's philosophical. It's all philosophical related. How do you want to build your roster? Because let's just say they only think the center was the problem in the middle line, which is just laughable, actually. But we'll just go with that, okay?
Yeah,
the center was the only problem.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
And you guys both said, well, if you get 2 years out of Mitch Morse, you're great. Then why would you not just draft Jackson Powers Johnson and get six max out of him before you have to go to a second contract?
Well, because they decided they're going to go wide receiver, that like you can't have both of them. You know what I mean?
I understand all of that. I understand all of that. But my whole thing is,
and they had signed Morse before the draft when they tried to keep Calvin and couldn't. And so once they couldn't get Calvin, then they had to redirect. And that really has to be it. He was replaced by BTJ.
Very deep wide receiver.
Yeah, it was.
Deep.
Believe me. You know the guys I'm going to be keeping an eye on? Troy Franklin.
And you know the guys I'm going to be keeping an eye on, too, in the interior line.
Keon. Yeah, exactly.
And Leon's going to be keeping an eye on, too. I mean, how could you not? Seriously. How could you not when there's a glaring deficiency on the interior offensive line, and they passed? They passed until taking Javon Foster, who's really a tackle but can play guard, too.
Right. And we were talking about a fourth-round pick in Javon Foster. And Jordan Jefferson, who they'll look at to be depth on the other side of the line.
But how impactful is Javon Foster going to be? More than likely, he's going to be a swing guy.
That's my point.
Yeah. He's a guy. I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, he's got good size. I mean, I saw
project.
He's a project guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when you picking in the first 3-4 rounds, bro, you need impactful players. I mean, we can't have guys sitting on the bench. You need guys that are going to be in the rotation, in the mix, stirring the pot with the gumbo.
I do love that they're already on Matt. As soon as he goes guard again, he goes, my God, Matt's back on overdrafted guard and center. And so, you can't change his mind.
Tyler Lindenbaum was overdrafted, too.
You cannot change his mind.
All pro now, that's all.
That's where he's at. And by the way, wide receivers drafted in the first round that see second contracts, it's a big question mark, too.
But how about never? Does the word never mean anything?
Yeah. No,
never in the history of this franchise have they drafted
in
a first-round pick at wide receiver, and he's made it to a second contract.
Well,
never.
All right, let's just go back real quick. Like I said, GMs can hurt or help a franchise in such a big way, not just a draft or a year. It can have long-lasting impact. Tom Coughlin drafted R.J. Soward because he thought he was that final piece. R.J. Soward partied his way out of the league.
Yeah.
And
Reggie Williams, Justin.
Tom was a pretty damn good evaluator of talent, but fell in love with the speed and playmaking of R.J. and ignored his party Southern Cal lifestyle.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it was a big old swing and a miss. And so that was the 29th pick overall. But then they went in the top 10 and went and got Reggie Williams. And then they went in the top 25 right around the time Aaron Rodgers was being drafted and said, we think Matt Jones can convert from quarterback to wide receiver. Okay, listen, these are bad decisions that haunt franchises forever.
Right, not just for a couple years, forever.
And then how far do you have to go? Because they got stung so bad. How far do you have to go before you find another wide receiver drafted in the first round?
Yeah.
You want to know how far? Now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how far. They went and got Marquise Lee and Allen Robinson in the second round. We'll go through it coming up here in a second. Anyway, the basic question is, when will Duval get it done when it comes to making the game? As you said, you qualify it, Leon.
Yep.
Like the Lord Stanley's Cup was given out last night to Florida. It's the Panthers' first title. It now leaves Orlando and Jacksonville as the only two major sports franchises without championships in the state. And then if you go with the big three schools in football, those are the only two left. You let us know what you think. When will it get done in Duval? It is XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
What are we talking about here?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
We're talking about solid professionals.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser are the drill.
They're the best I've ever seen, ever.
Weekday mornings
Please don't try this at home.
on 1010XL.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Arrested? Got traffic tickets? DUI? License problems? Gun charges? Drug charges? If you've been charged with any crime, call me, criminal defense attorney Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Did you know a metal roof from Prime Roofing has the highest wind and impact ratings available? If you want a stronger roof, think metal. Think Prime Roofing. Learn more at primeroofingfl.com. That's primeroofingfl.com.
In sports, the grind outside the lines is what ultimately defines our success. Get the amateur's edge, powered by B3 Better, to learn the hidden path of top pros, amateurs, and coaches. Saturday mornings at 11 on 1010XL.
Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help with any plumbing or septic issue, just give us a call and relax. We'll send one of our first-round draft picks to get the job done right. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
Looking to make a great impression? Dylan Denmark here, folks, and when I want to score big, I send flowers or a plant from Jacksonville's best, Kuhn Flowers. Yeah, man, it's always a good thing to send someone a Kuhn floral arrangement. KuhnFlowers.com.
Find your why and your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free child care while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes Summers here, so let's talk about something sizzling, making a Bacon 180 with a Waken 180. Imagine dropping pounds while still enjoying that crisp, savory goodness. Well, it's on the menu at Awaken 180, and one of the many reasons I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180 weight loss. I did it all while still enjoying so many of my favorite foods. The difference is, My coach showed me how to enjoy those foods the right way. Chicken, steak, pork, lobster, they're all on the menu. Awaken 180 caters to any diet or taste profile. Vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, even flexitarian. I'm not kidding. That's a thing. They're all covered. The bottom line, if you want to lose weight fast and safe and keep it off with lifetime coaching, then make your own Bacon 180 with Awaken 180. Do what I did, Mike Dempsey and Hacker, and more than 21,000 others online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by FIS is home this week at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Join us tonight at 7:05. Tomorrow is a day game on VyStar Goodness Everywhere Wednesday featuring Heal Foundation and the Miracle League. Get the weekend started with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, and we'll have fireworks Friday and Saturday. And our biggest show of the year, Wednesday, July 3rd. Baseball all weekend. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Affordable, family fun.
Moms and dads looking for some serious summer fun for your kids? Then check out I-9 Sports Flag Football Tournament Series. It'll run through June and July, and you can put a team together and join in on the action. Ages 4 to 14. Go to i9sports.com for all the details. It's happening at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows at their brand new turf facility. If you've got a youth flag football team or want to put one together, get ready for the I-9 Sports Flag Football Tournament Series this summer. Check it out at i9sports.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
27 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show. Thanks to them, they are there to wow you, that's for sure. You can find Beaver Chevrolet online, beaverchevrolet.com, or on Phillips Highway, and you're talking about all those beautiful SUVs, pickups. If you're looking for the Silverado, the Colorado, if you're looking for the Blazer, the Traverse, whatever it might be, in beautiful rides, economy, and luxury, it's all right there at Beaver Chevrolet. And, of course, Beaver Toyota St. Augustine, right there in the AUG on US 1. Check them out because you know how strong the lineup for Toyota is as well. We appreciate them. We appreciate you. We've been talking about when will it happen for Duval. All you got to do is give us an idea of what you think this team can do. I did get off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. How can you forget Blackman? And you are correct. There's no doubt about it. When you take a look at the first-round draft picks for this football team, Gene Smith did take Justin Blackman top 5, and then he just kind of disappeared in front of our eyes, unfortunately. But, yeah, you're correct. I remember just fighting like heck for a guy like that to be drafted by Gene Smith because the nickname for Gene back in the day was Small School Gene. You'd always look for that diamond in the rough and give a guy a chance type of draft. And start going back in time, you look at all these draft picks, it does drive you bananas. But, yeah, 2012, he reached for him, and, boy, did he have some dynamic games. And it was the what could have been. As much as we say about R.J. Sauer, what could have been, oh.
Right, he actually showed it on the field.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Justin Blackman had it all. And so, yeah, it drives you crazy. That's for sure.
But there's got to be some accountability on the player as well. I mean, we're talking about the GMs and the coaching staff and the organization, but you got to do your due diligence to make sure these guys don't have red flags before you invest, picks into them. I mean, they had this. See, listen, a kid he's already got these vices when he's in school. It just doesn't happen when he comes to the NFL. You've got to catch him while he's in school, and then you got to determine whether those vices are enough to where he can't get drafted, because he's got to have some of the players got to have some accountability. I mean, if you go that high in the draft, bro, you're supposed to flourish in this league if you're doing the right things on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as much as we want to get on the GMs, the organizations, but a lot of these players got to hold accountability that when you get drafted, that you live up to your expectations.
Well, it's got to matter. The game's got to matter to them.
Yeah, because you
can't just be about getting your paycheck.
Exactly, because it's some guys who love to play the game of football, and there's some guys who love football for what it brings. So you got to find the guys who love to play the game of football, and it's not hard. It's not that hard. In school, you can find out if you talk to the right people, you can find out.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that there's still the push in the player that they want to rise to their highest level. But it's just a matter of everything coming together. And you are correct. We can't let them off the hook.
Yeah.
They got to have some responsibility in this. That's for sure. As a matter of fact, the guy who just got the bag wants to put some responsibility in the player. And this is what he said at the presser last week when he stepped in front of the media.
Yeah, I think obviously financially it's amazing and really sets us up for the future and for the rest of our lives. So that's a huge blessing. Obviously, that's a big deal. But I think even more than that is the stability of, like you said, being here for the long term. I mean, however many years it ends up being, I guess could be 7, could be however many it ends up being, is still, that's a long time. And to be able to say we're going to be here and have confidence and know that, that means a lot to us. And we love it here. It's become home. Our families love it. Families love visiting here. And we've really settled in. This is home for us. So we wanted to be here long term. Obviously, it's a place we love to live in, and we know that because we've had some good and some bad times as far as football goes. So it's we've kind of experienced both, and we love being here either way. And obviously, the way the organization's going and the direction that we're heading on the football side, that makes it obviously a no-brainer for us. Is we're heading in the right direction, and I want to be the quarterback here. I want to bring a championship to Jacksonville. That's my goal, and I really know that we can accomplish that. So I'm excited for that, and it just pairs up to where we happen to love living here too. So
yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that. We have a poll you're going to get into here in a second to kind of underscore the idea of them winning a championship. I don't doubt it because I wrote a profile on him the year after they won the national championship when he was a freshman. I remember asking him, "You've already scaled the mountain. Like, what's left now? You're a freshman. Now you still got 2 more years to go to the NFL." And he looked at me with this weird look and said, "Winning. That's what he said, Joe. That's the kind of guy you need on your team. Winning."
Yeah, and he needs to be that guy, okay? Because he has reached a point where he's run into a football brick wall. That's what's happened, okay? Because he had success everywhere, correct?
He's
success everywhere.
I wouldn't say he's run into a football brick wall. I would say he's run into a situation where everybody's as good as he is now.
Okay, another
whereas
way of putting
before it was he was clearly the guy on the field. Now, majority of the people are just as good as him.
Well, guess what? Welcome to the NFL.
Right? No, I agree with you. That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
So now it's no longer his arm,
right?
Or as you guys make fun of him, the way his balls are different in person because they are. It's no longer that. It's now, we got to protect. It's now we got to get open. It's now there's got to be throwing with anticipation and on time. It's every play is you are literally 1 or 2 or 3 tenths away from a play breaking down. And it wasn't that when it was so easy for him. Now he needs help from everybody else. Before, he didn't need so much help. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think the great thing that TC did when I came here to Jacksonville, we found somebody to hunt. Okay, that's what gave us the Steelers were the team we hunted. All right, because they were in our division. They were in our division, and we wanted the accolades of being tough nosed and physical. What I'm saying is, as far as the Jaguars go, the Texans ain't nobody to hunt. The hunt is the Chiefs.
Yeah, Mahomes.
I mean, right now he sits on top of the throne. Somewhere, you got to find something that's going to drive you every year. And if it's not to beat the Chiefs, then what is it? That has got to be your motivation. No, don't get me wrong. We got to take care of business at home, but you got to assemble a team, a staff to go after the giant. And I thought last year, when Trevor lost that game in the playoffs, divisional round, and he stood outside that tunnel and hit everybody's hands. I mean, I got chills, but I was like, this cat's like, you know what?
I think all of us did.
No. I got chills because I was like, this cat's like, we're going to be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
That was the symbol. That was the symbol when he was sitting out that tunnel. It was like, we'll be back. And that's what the most frustrating thing about last year is because they had an opportunity. Chiefs at home, and then didn't play that well, and then you had an 8-3, and then it did. So I mean, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe in this team.
Well, this is, I believe, a major challenge for Trevor to take the next step and for Doug to take the next step. Because Doug identified areas that they and turned them into long-term stars, and then the actual players themselves deliver.
I agree. But if you draft well, then free agents should just be luxuries. You know?
Yep.
If you draft well on a consistent basis, then, you know, you see a guy in free agency, a star-studded guy in free agency, and then you have the luxury of bringing them in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, if you're bringing in free agents to replace people, then it lets you, I mean, you're missing the mark somewhere in the draft.
Mm-hmm. Simple as that. All right, you guys hit us 641-1010. When will it happen? Let's set up the X poll, RJ.
Absolutely. Our XL Primetime X poll question brought to you by the good folks at Beaver Chevrolet, Beaver Toyota. On the heels of the Florida Panthers winning a Stanley Cup, we ask you, when will the Jags reach the Super Bowl? Between 1 and 3 years, between 4 to 6 years, or never? Never, ever. Let us know on X. Just search us at 1010XL, and you can reply there.
Yeah, real easy to get to it. We mentioned the Magic. Also need to mention the Rays. Thank God, there's the Rays in baseball have not made it to the World Series. The Magic have made it to the NBA Finals, but haven't won it. Jacksonville's not made it to the Super Bowl. When will it happen? When will they get to the game? 641-1010. You guys can jump in on that and let us know what you think. Vote in the X poll with Beaver Chevy and Beaver Toyota. We'd love to get your vote in on that. Now, team that did win a title last night. Let's talk about them coming up here in just a second. College World Series, as well as the Stanley Cup, decided last night. The Panthers looked pretty damn good last night. Connor McDavid still got the MVP, and most hockey aficionados can't argue with that because of what he did throughout the course of the Stanley Cup, especially being 3 down and be able to get it to Game 7. But anyway, he won the MVP last night, and we'll talk about the Volunteers winning their first championship in any sport in 15 years. So we'll get into all that coming up. It's XL Primetime, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
There's a new one-stop shop for all things Florida State. Subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel, up-to-the-minute updates, analysis, and more. Plant the spear and subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles channel today.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Summer starts now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet with our summer sale. It's not sink or swim. We have vehicles for every budget and every need, starting as low as $79.99, and you won't get burnt. We offer 20-year 200,000-mile protection on new and 7-year 100,000-mile protection on used. Plus, we can really cool things off with our 30-day exchange policy. Start the summer off the way you deserve it with our summer sale at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Homeowners and investors, the choice of title company is yours. When making that decision, choose the team of St. John's Title, LLC. As board-certified expert attorney-owned firm with decades of experience, we provide the utmost in precision and professionalism. Conveniently located offices and in-home remote closing options, we serve your needs. Whether refinancing or selling your property, our customer-first approach is tailor-made to your timeline. With a seasoned team of experts and 5-star testimonials from customers across the First Coast, visit stjohnstitle.com.
Raise the stakes on excitement at Best Bet, your go-to spot for unbeatable entertainment and unmatched hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the brand new Best Bet St. Augustine. No poker expertise? No problem. From high-stakes poker to casual games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and Fortune Pie Gow, there's a game for everyone. Hungry for more? We're serving up delicious bites and craft cocktails, and we're open late. For details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, your go-to spot for a thrilling night.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 25th, 1988, MLB Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. played his 1,000th consecutive career game, all for the Baltimore Orioles.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Your Jaguars game day, your way. Whether you want to see a division rival like the Titans, an NFC North opponent like the Packers, or a mix, deciding on your favorite matchups has never been easier with Bundle at the Bank.
Touchdown, Travis Etienne!
Get tickets to 3 or more games starting at just $58 per game. It's as easy as pick, pay, and play. But seats are selling fast, so visit jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Well, you know, the Panthers were nervous last night. They didn't want to lose what was a 3-0 lead in the best of 7 in the Stanley Cup final. They were able to get the job done. The number, when they came out of the second intermission and they went into the third period, I'm pretty sure the number's right. 18-0 when they had that lead going into the third period. So, pretty impressive. They were able to get the job done. And the goalie, it's just spectacular.
Do you really need another reason to party in Miami?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
And that's technically not Miami, bro. Yeah. It's
stop it.
Sunrise isn't anywhere near Miami. You know
that's true. That the stadium is in Sawgrass.
But Miami will make a party out of it.
Of course they will. They're going to claim them all day.
Look, it's so how far is it's just all so spread out. But it's the same thing as saying
it's a haul in that traffic.
Well, yeah, but it's the same thing as saying. Like Boston's not going to party if the Patriots win where they play, or any of the other ones.
I mean, the stadium is in Sawgrass. It's Sawgrass with traffic.
It's on the edges of Sawgrass.
That's true. It's a good 45 minutes from Miami.
It's like
in traffic.
Honestly, in traffic, it's like here to Palatka. Mm-hmm. It's a haul, man.
That's true.
Here to Palatka, you got to get a tank of gas somewhere in the middle of that.
I'm telling you, man. The whole thing is like it's in that whole 575 area that's just brutal.
Yeah, well, Sawgrass is
or 595.
Sawgrass is technically Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. That's north.
Yeah, a little north of Miami.
All right, so They win it last night. They kind of get over the hump, and we've been talking about when will it happen in Duval to get to the game, to get the title, so on and so forth. Last night, the Tennessee Volunteers won their first baseball championship and first national championship for the school in 15 years. The last one was indoor track and field in 2009.
It was 2014, I think. And then the titles prior to that were Pat Summitt's women's basketball championship.
So it's 15 years. So it's 2009.
15.
Yeah, for the track and field team.
The track and field, right. And then 7 and 8 was Pat Summitt with the
women's basketball.
Which, by the way, has fallen off the earth, that program.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been struggling in the hinterlands for a while as a sports program.
And football team last win 1998. Men's basketball has never won it up on Rocky Top. But give Rick Barnes credit, coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. He was there to celebrate. Peyton Manning was there.
Did you see the look on Peyton's face?
Oh, yeah.
He was probably like, so this is what a national championship is.
No, I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
And look, the son-in-law, we always talk about the power rankings with the son-in-law. I feel good for him. Jordan's been a Volunteer fan for a long time. He and his dad, even his grandfather, who I always mention, was at Oak Ridge when all that, whatever you want to call it, Manhattan Project, all that stuff was all taking place. Anyway, he was there and one of the scientists and so on. But I was happy for him. I don't like chanting SEC, none of that. You won't get that out of Joe C. No way. But I was happy for him.
When you saw Peyton, a part of you said you'd never beat us, right?
Yeah.
Of course
it did. I can guarantee you, as soon as he saw Peyton, he thought, that's what it looks like, Peyton.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the other one is 5-head. I do think of that when I look at Peyton. Same thing.
Wow.
But listen, I love Manning. I really do. Peyton and Eli, the Manning cast and all that stuff, he is such will Tom Brady be able to do what Peyton Manning has done, just in terms of Tom's much more reserved, private life off to the side. It's not like Peyton has a big public private life, if you get what I'm saying. But he's a great pitch man. The Manning cast has been a huge success. The Manning camp, all this stuff. I just wonder when Tommy gets in the booth, how he's going to do.
Will he be likable? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he definitely will. I actually think he'll be very good at it.
Well, I liked him a lot more as a Buck than I did a Patriot. This is part of even power.
Oh, I couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't extinguish him up in New England.
I know exactly.
I think he's going to attack it just like he attacked preparing for games.
Oh yeah,
I think he's going to be really good at it.
That's the reason why Romo does so well. The quarterbacks, they do so much detailed studying.
Yeah. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, and we're like all of a sudden we're exiting and getting on this, but at least it fascinates me. And Romo just blurts it out. Will Brady be more regimented in how he says it? Will it come off as good? Because Romo, towards the end, people kind of got on him a little bit because he was just wouldn't quit talking because Jimmy Nance needed to step in and say something.
I think it was Jimmy that got on him. I don't think it was everybody.
Jimmy probably got a little.
I think Jimmy got a little.
Jimmy likes Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy loves Jimmy. Okay,
Jimmy's getting a little mad right now.
Yes, I think that was the dynamic with those two. By the way, that's done, right? Between those two, they're not.
I don't even know. I suppose they were talking about them that there was going to be a breakup, like you're saying, but
nothing yet.
I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff, but I just know that I liked listening to Romo.
Me too. I feel like he's walking around on eggshells, worried to say what he wants to say. So I would hope that Brady doesn't become that.
So he's got to dumb it down for Nance. Come on, bro.
I don't think it's dumb it down. I think he's got to just stop talking.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Look,
Jimmy
it's just me. I think you can just tell that.
But tell Jimmy to get
Nance likes Jimmy Nance time. If you know what I mean.
Well, okay, I understand. Yeah, he's been around for a while. You got to give him his due. But I mean, just like any other player, you get to watch the game.
Romo stepped on his call, on his Super Bowl winning call last year. That probably wasn't good.
Oh, okay. That.
And Nance is like, okay, wait for the ball to be snapped, okay?
Yeah.
Before you take off. Well, let me just get this play out, and then you can do your thing. But yeah, there was at least a little friction. The husband and the partnership in the booth was not. But anyway, I just wonder how Tom will do. But back to Tennessee. Peyton was stoked. Rick Barnes was there. I'm sure plenty of other Tennessee fans were there. And look, you either are or you aren't a college baseball fan, but at this time of the year, it is still a very cool tournament. When the 8 get there, anything can happen. I love it. The fact that Florida and Florida State were, quote, Final Four teams in the College World Series, and then Tennessee was able to get the job done over A&M. They were up.
It was 6-1,
yeah.
and there was 2 innings to go, and there was no doubt in my mind that at some point it was going to be 1 pitch away.
Yeah.
No doubt. And once again, you get to the 9th, and it's 1 pitch away.
It's just the way college.
It's college baseball, man.
And no lead is safe.
No, which is beautiful. I mean, that's awesome. I don't really like the aluminum bats, but no lead is safe with those aluminum bats.
Yeah. And I don't know what the the final numbers were, but it's not unusual that a lot of balls left the yard, that there were plenty of home runs, but there were a lot more close games this year than last year.
There were. But the thing with the aluminum bats too, it's obviously the guys that won't typically hit home runs. I get all of that. It's also those excuse me swings that become singles that extend innings.
Yeah.
Those excuse me swings with a wood bat are ground outs, or pop ups, and excuse me swings can be gappers in college baseball.
Yeah, but look, in heck, even in Major League Baseball, you think it's going to be a pop-up and it's leaving the yard. And look, they've kind of changed it a little bit this year because we've all argued about either parks being built smaller, a juice baseball, an expanded strike zone, all kinds of things that have happened, or a smaller strike zone where they got to throw on the edges and then the players are driving it out of there. But it definitely has been tougher this year, it seems like, for a lot of batters. Not named Aaron Judge or not named some of these other guys that are absolutely, ripping the cover off of it. But it has its own place in sports, right? Is that the best way to put it?
Sure.
Because there's not going to be nearly as many college baseball fans as there are Major League Baseball fans. And that audience is already shrinking as it is, right? Major League Baseball, the average age is getting up further and further up in age. And not as many people are watching it. So you can just imagine College World Series is even having a smaller percentage of that audience that's tuning.
The thing is this is just my feeling, my gut, is the reason why college baseball is so successful in gaining popularity, why college football is just crazy popular right now. College sports in general, women's college basketball, men's college basketball, is because the unknown is still there. I don't think the unknown is there with professional sports for the most part. Mm-hmm. For the most part, you have an idea of what's going to happen, and unless a couple things happen here or there, it's pretty much going to play out, right? Well, I think by the unknown, I mean you have no idea who's going to be the hero. It could be anybody could be the hero.
Well, that's true.
Anyone.
That's true. Yeah.
And you could have a guy who's a walk-on that comes on, he's a hero. There are better stories, I think, in college. It doesn't mean it's a better sport. It doesn't mean it's better than the NFL. Or it doesn't mean it's better than Major League Baseball or the NBA. I'm just saying I think there are better stories in that sense.
Yeah, but I still think when we reach, in other words, like Leon always says, welcome to the NFL. It's the best of the best. Is that I want to know that Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or whomever is going to be the star. My eyes are going to be locked on him.
No, I totally understand that. I totally agree with that. I always say this is, when there's 2 minutes to go in the NFL and a team's up 2 scores, that game's over, man. Mm-hmm. For 95% of the time, it's over. If a team's up 2 scores with 2 minutes to go in college football, no chance. It's still wide open. It's still wide open, man.
All right, listen, I think that's the college in you coming out.
It's the somebody's going to miss a block, someone's going to miss a coverage. That's what it is. There's mistakes in the college. That's why the college level is good, because there's mistakes. There aren't mistakes in the pro level.
Well, but it's so funny because if you look at the margin of victory in the National Football League, just how tight it is most of the time.
Right.
And now of late, how many on-the-road teams are winning versus home teams. It's really kind of tightened up big time.
Right.
There's not as much of a home field advantage as there maybe once was. So I do think you might lose that argument that the NFL, golly, man, that margin of victory is so tight every single time.
Do you know what I mean by that? Like in college sports, the possibility for a mistake, an error, is every play.
Yeah, because you're dealing with kids. You're not kids, but you know what I'm saying.
Guys that just aren't completely developed yet. I don't mean physically. I mean developed within the game and understanding the game.
Yeah,
right.
At pivotal moments, they can have mental breakdowns.
Yeah,
that gives the other team a possibility to get back in the game.
Right, and you typically don't see that in the NFL.
And NFL,
I'm looking up comebacks, fourth quarter comebacks in the National Football League. We're doing it coming up. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. We say thanks to them. They will make sure that you come back because they want to give you that great sales experience, service that goes on top of that. I always tell you, these service departments are outstanding. They know what they got to do to make sure that you get in, get out, and you get back to your day. They can definitely do it for you. Make sure you check out beaverchevrolet.com. You can start shopping online. BeaverToyotaSt.Augustine.com. You can do the same thing. Real quick before we hit the top of the hour. One says, Romo is excellent. Don't understand people's criticism of him. Another says, I like Romo to start too. After that, just so bad. Now, he mentions, RJ, we have a drop that we like to hear whenever we're getting really excited. It's a Romo drop. I don't know if you have that, but you're going to find it for the 3 o'clock hour, and it's, ooh, oh, jam. So look for that. It's XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Frank! Okay, here we go, automatic pilot.
Frank Franchi.
It is not automatic piloting.
He doesn't operate at hyperspeed.
I can really use a steering wheel here.
We don't have no damn steering wheel. This is what we got.
Afternoons on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
I got more proactive with my health by doing a total body MRI scan at Ackerman Cancer Center. The MRI scanned the most common cancer areas for men and a whole lot more. Call Ackerman Cancer Center to learn about total body MRI and use code GREG15 to get special pricing.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and the XL Primetime crew will be live at the all-new Leonard Truck Outfitters this Friday, starting at 2. Tons of cool giveaways, including a new golf cart. Join us at Leonard Truck Outfitters on Beach Boulevard this Friday from 2 to 4.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Hayes Carlion for QC Kinetics. Are you not able to enjoy this summer as much as you want because of joint pain? Well, give my friends at QC Kinetics a call at 904-274-5522 for a free consultation. They're serving the Jacksonville area with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move again, pain-free. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. Stop putting it off. Take action now and live your best life again. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. That is QC Kinetics.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Did you take Awaken 180 up on dropping 40 pounds by the 4th of July? If you did, next week you'll reach that goal, so congrats. And if you didn't call Awaken 180, why not do it now? Fast weight loss, easy weight loss, and then free support for life.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders, a full staff of professionals that have been in this Jacksonville community for a long, long time, and they're ready to answer all those questions. And you know what it's like when you're making big decisions. Well, they can be pricey, but you also want to make sure that you get with the people that can take care of you and deliver on what you're paying for. So if you're thinking about a brand new home, a remodel, addition, you want to look around, it could be commercial or residential, you can trust Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget, if you need a roof, you definitely need to check out preferredroofingjacks.com.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The Panthers win the Cup after clawing their way back from 3 losses in a row to the Edmonton Oilers to force a historic Game 7. The Florida Panthers are finally Stanley Cup champions. Captain Alexander Barkov was not only the first to raise Lord Stanley, but also the first Finnish captain to win the Stanley Cup. Sergei Bobrovsky, who after 14 seasons in the league was able to taste victory. Bobrovsky on winning the Cup.
Yeah, it's obviously, it's an amazing moment. It's the whole life we worked for that, and we got it, so it's amazing. I want to thank God for this opportunity, for this experience. It's amazing.
The Florida Panthers' 30-year wait is over with their first Stanley Cup win. Getting back on the mound tonight are the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, who start their 6-game homestand against the Nashville Sounds tonight with first pitch at 7:05. It's 93 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
Having a good time on a Tuesday. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're on YouTube, all you got to do is search 1010XL. You can stream the show anytime you want. XL Primetime, we'd love for you to check it out. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ Saunders. We were talking about college versus pro heading into the 3 o'clock hour, so we'll stay on that subject. But we were also talking about, with our X-Poll question earlier, the fact that the Florida Panthers now have a Stanley Cup win. And we didn't even put it in the X poll where you have to win the trophy. This is just a question of when will they get to the game. RJ, tell them how they can find it.
Absolutely. You can go on X, just search 1010XL. You can give us your reply there. On the heels of the Panthers winning a Stanley Cup, when will the Jags reach a Super Bowl? Joe, you'll like this. With 66% of the vote, the listeners are saying between the next 1 to 3 years, we will see the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Bowl.
And the options are 1 to 3, 4 to 6,
right,
or never.
And never is such a long damn time.
It's a long
after
time.
6 years. But I get it. You wanted to
Never
make
was
sure
leading there for a while, by the way.
Yeah, because if it doesn't happen in these next, say, 1 to 6 years, which were the first 2 choices combined, you'll probably feel like it's never going to happen.
Right.
But the best thing for all of Duval is that this is the first team in basically 2 decades that they've had back-to-back winning seasons. So that should give you hope, right? Mm-hmm. That should give you the belief that maybe it could happen.
Yeah,
sooner than later.
Because we've seen this team over the last couple of years be at its best and be at its worst. And last year, the front half of the season, they were at their best. Mm-hmm. Back half of the season, 2022, they were at their best. So I mean, they just got to put it all together. They got to stay healthy. Teams got to stay healthy. Got to protect Trevor a little bit better. Got to get off the quarterback. We can't just have, Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen get up the quarterback. Right. So I mean, it's a lot of variables that are in play. But the most important one is that you got to protect Trevor. You got to take care of Trevor. Got to take care of the football. Can't fumble. Can't throw interceptions. I'm like Coach Campbell. I don't mind the interceptions if you're trying to make a play, but when you're running and you just lose the ball like that, man, you can't have that.
Yeah, that's it more than anything else. All right, so let's get back to what we were talking about as far as the fourth quarter comebacks. Do they come more in the college football world versus the National Football League? Because I totally get what Maddie's saying, and it is maybe because you don't have the best, either best on best or good on good at every position. I was telling Leon, the number one phrase by college assistant coaches is, we had a bust. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a coverage bust, a blocking bust, a bust and contain, whatever it was, it's always, we had a bust there. In other words, the kid just wasn't there in the right place, didn't take the right angle. That stuff doesn't happen in the NFL for the most part. Here's a perfect one off the text line. Mm-hmm. Example last year, Miami versus Georgia Tech ending. That doesn't happen in the NFL at all.
No, it doesn't.
Golly, you know what else doesn't happen? when Colorado's got a 29-0 lead on Stanford and loses the game in overtime, 46-43. It doesn't happen in the NFL.
Or what Dion was able to do when they came charging back in that one game.
Well, you got to also take this in consideration. In the college game, you might have a freshman right out of high school starting. In the NFL, if you have a rookie that's starting, at least he's got the experience of being at college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that could be one of the most important variables, that you got a freshman out of high school who might be the starting corner, might get a busted cover, but if you got a rookie that's playing in the NFL, at least he's been through college, so he's got that experience.
Right.
Yeah, and it's also just, you know what else I think why, because originally we started this conversation because I was saying the popularity of college sports is so great now,
right?
Because of the unknown. Like, you're not going to see in the NFL a quarterback account for 600 yards or close to 600 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see a quarterback running away from a defense like Jaden Daniels did last year. We all were like,
now, see, this is
wow.
Listen, I love both games, but you're pom-pomming big time.
No, all I'm saying is
college,
I'm not saying
that was one dreadful damn defense that
I know it was.
against,
My
and it was
point
the Florida Gators.
My point is this: I'm not saying the NFL's a bad game. I'm telling you. I'm saying why college sports is more popular now, because I think people like to see the unknown. Like, the unknown is still there. Oh yeah, that could happen. Whereas in the NFL and Major League Baseball and the NBA, that could happen idea isn't there as much.
Okay, but hang on. You're saying more popular than they were, but not more popular than the others.
No, of course not. They're not more popular in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot.
They're on the climb. They're on the climb.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think people like to see the possibility of what if. It's very difficult. The what if is very difficult in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a league where if you've got this, then you're almost guaranteed to get that. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, so let's just do a quick Corona call it, because at least we're on the subject of, because as I think of it real quick, Jacksonville had so many double-digit point comebacks in 2022. Just think of them being down 10, 14, 17, 27.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The Chargers comeback was as rare gets in the NFL.
It's the truth. But let's do one real quick, RJ.
He's going to drain it. It all comes down to this.
Oh! How'd you call that?
Game recognized game.
All right, see if you can call it. Little game recognizes game during the summer. You can enjoy a delicious Corona Premier, Corona Light, Corona Extra, whatever it might be. You can enjoy it with or without a lime. TLD, the lovely Diane, loves me to slice a lime for her and drop it in that Corona. I always take care of her. You can do it as well. All right, so speaking of comebacks, we say in college anything can happen down the stretch. I totally get what Matt's saying. Who had the most fourth quarter comebacks in the National Football League last year? Who had the most fourth quarter comebacks in the National Football League in 2023?
I'm going to say the Chiefs.
You got 32 possibilities. So
you going who?
I'm going with the Chiefs. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Good one.
RJ.
I'm gonna go with. I'm going to go with the. Yeah, because I watched a lot of their games. I'll go with the Packers.
Okay. All right. So second guess is no one knows, and this is hard. This is a random question. The only reason I brought it up is because we were talking comebacks. So you may never get it, and it's not even like a great story as far as this team is concerned. So I'll just go. You want one more?
Yeah. Well, one more?
Yeah.
Broncos.
Like Eagles, maybe?
No.
Who is it?
It's the Seahawks.
Oh.
And towards the end, you did get a good feel for Pete Carroll just coaching his fanny off towards the end. But they had the most fourth quarter comebacks last year. Five victories trailing in the fourth quarter. Not unlike what Jacksonville did the year before.
Right.
Because Jacksonville just put it together, it seemed like, every single time in the fourth quarter. And you're basically saying they're done. They've got no shot. And yet they were able to come back and do it. You had a few other ones that had four. Let's see here. The Steelers had four fourth quarter comebacks. And a few had three, including the Buffalo Bills came storming back. Buffalo also probably lost some in the fourth quarter. Tennessee had four fourth quarter comebacks. So did the Cleveland Browns. The Broncos, 4 fourth quarter comebacks. looking to see where the Jags are here.
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
Comebacks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
haven't seen one. I don't think they had one, actually.
Yeah. I'm not seeing. All right, they had
Saints
Uno.
wasn't a comeback.
They had
right?
Uno. It
Who
doesn't
was
say which game, but they had Uno.
One.
Yeah, one. And they were
Bills? No, they were ahead of the Bills.
Yeah, I have to take a look. They trailed 3 times and were able to win, and one of them was trailing in the fourth quarter. We can go back and look at the scores here in a second. All right, so it brings us back to what we were talking about with Jacksonville and when will it get done. And yesterday we had the big discussion about where this football team was at in the power rankings, and it's just trying to get this team in a position to where if Doug gets this right, let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, because this is the essence of what all of Duval is hoping for right now.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
So Sonny's, they got to make sure they shop for the groceries and then cook them right? That's a la Bill Parcells. So they want to do both of them. They make sure they get the best protein in, and then they cook it up, smoking it slow for you and serving it fast. Check out any one of your area Sonny's. And I do believe that if you're cooking and shopping for the groceries, that Trevor has the best chance to succeed if Doug's decisions pay off from this offseason, which was to make major changes to his staff, and if Balky's decisions pay off. The only way Trevor's going to succeed is if all those other things come together. Let's be real. Yes, the quarterback is the most important player maybe in sports, period. But if you don't have guys blocking, guys catching, make sure that ETN's got time to get past the line of scrimmage before getting hit. Make sure that guys on the back end of your secondary aren't getting roasted and toasted. Nothing deep and nothing cheap, says Ryan Nielsen. If all those things happen based on Doug changing his coordinator, based on Balky making some free agent moves and some key draft decisions, including Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor will have a chance to succeed. That's the 10-10 take, because honestly, all those other things have some say in how good Trevor's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. The team's got to execute a lot better. They got to toughen up. They got to be a lot more physical. I mean, I'm not going to put all the onus on Trevor. Yeah, he's got the big contract and they're expecting a lot of it. They've invested a lot in it. But this team as a whole has got to do better as far as executing goes. They've got to be committed to being more physical, being tough. Listen, 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, that's just toughness, bro. It's only so many plays you can call in that kind of situation, and when you can't get a yard. And then we had that stat where, 1 out of 4 plays, the Jaguars either lose a yard or don't gain a yard. That's just crazy. You can't have that kind of stat if you want to be the type of team that you want to be, which is to be a playoff team.
That's by the way, the only game they came back was the season opener against the Colts.
Okay.
They were down 21-17 and going in the fourth quarter.
So they had the lead, lost the lead, and then came back.
Scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth to win it. I think it's got to. I honestly believe that if you start looking at like the season and where they're headed this year, it's got to be right out of the gate. September is a giant month for them.
Giant. That Miami game.
Well, it's all. I mean, it's all of them. It's the Browns at home. That's if Deshaun's healthy.
Yeah.
Then you're at Buffalo, which is at Houston. That's 4 right there, right out of the gate, man.
Those are all money games.
Those are money games. Those are games where you've got to like plant your flag in the ground and say we are a different team.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and they've got to look like they're well coached. They play with heart and intensity, like you're saying, meaning the players got to has as much responsibility as the coach does. But yeah, that schedule, first quarter of the year, you got to get out of the blocks hot.
They got to go 4-0. They got to go 4-0.
I don't know if they got to, but if they did go 4-0,
they got to go 4-0.
You're playing a flag.
Because you got to send a message. You got to send a message.
I do love it, Leon. I know. Listen,
I love it too, man. But I mean, you're talking about 4-0, and I can very easily see 0-4 too. So
like right now, that city council meeting is starting. And Big Searcy just said they're going to go 4-0. Round of applause, okay? Because that's what they want, that stadium to be approved this afternoon, and they want to start off 4-0. RJ, I don't know if you can keep track of city government, but at least keep an eye on what might be happening down there, because this easily could be a very important, very historic day.
I don't think they're going to go 0-4. My whole point is, though, is they're certainly as apt to go 0-4 as they are to go 4-0, okay? There's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. Those are 4 very difficult games.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no other way around it. They were not delivered a prize by the NFL schedule maker. I can tell you that right now.
It's just kind of funny that I feel like if they were to go down to Miami, and by no means is that a guaranteed game. I think we all know that. But if they go down there and get that one on the road against a AFC playoff team, against a team that people are loving on with the points that team scores, but if they catch them with a good defense that can rattle Tua, and then their defensive guys aren't there, we'll find out how healthy Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb and all those guys are once we get closer to the game. But anyway, if they get that one, that's where that confidence starts to climb into the locker
here's
room.
the I get it. They beat the Bills last year. I get it. They won at Houston last year. I get all of that. So it easily could be 3-1, 4-0. I get all that, okay? But it's a different league every year, number one. And number two, this is what you've been building for. And this is like this first month. You typically do not see teams that struggle in September go 1-3 or 0-4 and end up being a division winner, a playoff team. It happens. It certainly happens, but that's not how it typically works, correct?
No, you guys, I mean, I say a 4-0. I mean, but you typically got to at least go 500 because you break down the season in quarters, all right? Every 4 games. But if this team goes 4-0, I mean, you send a message. No, not so much to the NFL, but to the belief. If you beat these, it ain't gonna be convincingly because 3 out of those 4 games are what on the road.
That Buffalo Bills game,
yeah,
Monday
that's going to
night
be tough.
against the Mafia.
Tough. I mean, but listen, there's no teams that you're playing that you should be scared of. At some particular point, you've been on that level or higher than the teams that you're playing. So, only thing about Miami that don't let the nightlife beat you. Just saying, I'm just being honest. Don't let the nightlife beat you down the bottom.
That's a 1P kick. Though,
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just telling you, man. This is the NFL.
It's like Matt saying
Saturday night is what you're saying.
I'm just telling you, don't let it get you.
Are you saying Park him in Sunrise and don't get him anywhere near South?
Right. Nowhere near South Beach. You get out there in Sunrise.
That part, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all stay in Sawgrass.
Yeah. But one of the things, just as far as the comebacks and everything we talked about that Seattle had been able to do it, worst to first last year, the Texans were one of the teams that went from worst to first, and they kept a streak. And this is just crazy. 19 of the last 21 seasons.
Wow.
Have at least one team that finished last place the year before get to the top and win the division. And so the Titans, who were down at the bottom, they're feeling like maybe they could do the turnaround. Houston, of course, did it this past year. But it goes back to our thing. You got to own your turf, man. And if you, like, Kansas City is not experiencing a team going from worst to first and picking them off. They're not, because they handle their business. Yeah. And you can go with all the other teams that handle their business in the division.
Well, I mean, listen, you gave those teams, you gave them air to breathe. Last year going into this season, we were talking about, okay, in your division, this team at worst has got to go 5-1.
Yeah.
Okay? But now, you let the Texans, you gave them air. You lost to the Titans at the last game of the season to get into the play. I'm not saying they're a contender, but I'm saying you can't. Those type of games you can't lose. You can't lose those type of games. Now you don't have a chokehold on the division like you thought you had last year.
Right.
Now you got to go back and seize it. You got to go back and seize it. You got to conquer that land and plant your flag, like Matt says.
Right. If you beat the Titans last year in that last game, you're not. That oxygen is no longer with the Texans.
There you go.
The only thing the Texans are remembering is getting beat at home by this team. Mm-hmm. Which essentially cost them the division. So yeah, that was a bit more so than just the playoffs, because obviously playoffs is a huge thing to get in the tournament because you never know what happens in the tournament. But that you're also setting the stage for further seasons where, look, this is the division that's coming through Jacksonville now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now I don't think it's that way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just look what one win can do, and or conversely one loss.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you got to deal with an Anthony Richardson, a healthy Anthony Richardson with the Colts.
Yeah.
You don't know how he's going to play in that game. If he plays well, now you got another issue to deal with. Not only C.J. Stroud, you got to deal with Anthony Richardson twice a year.
Yeah, and who knows what Will Levis represents.
And he got hurt in the season over against the Jags, let's be honest.
Oh, believe me. I'm telling you, if Darius Williams had not put that shot on him, that's when he got hurt and got knocked out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Williams made a touchdown saving tackle, but also made a game-winning tackle. Because that's when they were driving for the lead. And
he was playing well.
Yeah, Darius
was playing well.
Darius is gone. Hey, Coach Campo, we did our podcast earlier, and Coach stands by this. Rayshawn, and Darius made flash plays, but didn't make too many of the regular standard
routine,
plays
the routine stuff. Yep.
And that's probably what ended up costing both of them a little bit. And then what Nielsen wants to run, Darius in particular, because Nielsen wants to run a lot of press man, and Darius just doesn't fit that profile. And Rayshon just maybe freelanced a little too much. They got to get consistency back there.
Yeah.
By the way, there are worse to first candidates this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets.
Yeah. All right. Let's hold that. Let's do that coming up here in just a second. As far as the other teams that might be able to do that, Jacksonville was not worst, but the way they finished made you feel like it might have been. But we'll talk about those candidates coming up in the National Football League. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. 1010XL. Where there's plenty of sunshine to go around. We love Jacksonville.
Every season is Chevy truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Frank Frangie here, and there's no better time to do what you do best in a Chevy Silverado. In Nimnick Chevrolet, you save up to $12,000 off a brand new Silverado, or well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. Nimnick Chevrolet, Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels for Big Chief Tire. For over 60 years, Big Chief has been known for fair prices and quality service you can trust. Whether you drive an electric vehicle or a traditional car, they carry the best tire brands to keep you safe on the road. If you're ready to experience great service without breaking the bank, visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at any of their 5 locations. 904-932-0950.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I know you've heard this before. Why is it so hot in this house? Well, summer's here on the First Coast, and those soaring temperatures can do a number on your AC. And when they break down, we need them repaired in hours, not days. This is where the good folks at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers same-day 24/7 service, and if you need a new AC because yours is on its last leg or already broken, Fenwick has next-day installation. That's right, next day, and can keep your family cool and comfortable all year long. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Certainly facing challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, comforting to know my money is in good hands with ITP Partners. Ticket here for ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. I'll admit it, I don't understand a ton about the economy. Higher interest rates, 401ks, but I do know as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow. Thanks to Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners, always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751.
Get fishing tips and stories from Captain Kevin.
Bite's gonna pick up pretty soon.
On the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Whoa! Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Life has its share of challenges, and when it puts you to the test, make sure you reach out to Rebound Rehabilitation to give you the quickest path back to full health and confidence. Rebound Rehab, specializing in helping patients overcome back pain and sciatica, arthritis, and fibromyalgia, just to name a few. Rebound Rehab, locations covering the entire First Coast, getting you back in control with a pain-free life. Sports injury, workplace injury, whatever it might be, you can rebound. Log on to reboundrehab.com for more info.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra, maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by FAS is home this week at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Join us tonight at 7:05. Tomorrow is a day game on VyStar Goodness Everywhere Wednesday featuring Heal Foundation and the Miracle League. Get the weekend started with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, and we'll have fireworks Friday and Saturday. And our biggest show of the year, Wednesday, July 3rd. Baseball all weekend. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Affordable, family fun.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we are keeping an eye on the city council meeting that has just started, and we'll see whether anything comes out. News4Jax is all over it, so we clicked on their stream just to keep an eye on it. Maddie, they say it won't happen.
They will not vote till the end of the meeting. I would be shocked if this thing doesn't pass.
What?
I would be shocked if it doesn't pass. Absolutely shocked.
Oh, yeah.
My guess is it passes, and then you got to wait for the NFL to approve it in October, which also I would be shocked if the NFL didn't approve it. So, yeah, this thing's on its way.
So they have to go through a certain number of amendments.
They split them up into 6 different things that they're voting on to eliminate the one contentious step of the process, which is where they're going to spend the funds in the one district. I can't remember what district it was. I have to read up on it. But that one's going to be voted on. That one's going to
Leon, just say it.
No, he heard exactly what I was saying. So did RJ, so did everyone else.
It's crazy.
Hearing aids, bro. Hearing aids. So I think those 6 will pass easily. The other one will be voted on later. And it's a done deal. I would be shocked. Again, I would be shocked if it doesn't pass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like there has been enough intel coming out of a variety of meetings, whether it's the community getting together and talking about it, whether it's former owner Wayne Weaver stepping in and releasing the statement. You can go on and on and on. Lenny Curry releasing one as well. Just everyone knows how important
it's the community benefits agreement. It's where $300 million is going to be spent. So they took that part out of it and going to vote on that later.
Right.
They basically just want to vote on this part of it and say, yes, it's been passed, and then you move forward on what you need to move forward.
Yeah, and
I mean, if you remember, it was supposed to be, the idea was to get this thing passed in April. That was the idea of, okay, in a perfect world, it gets passed in April and you move forward. And now here we are in June, coming up on July, and we're still in the process.
Yeah, the wheels of city government, they do turn slow, don't they? They do turn slow. All right, someone texts in and says that they thought it was Andre Cisco that hit Anthony
Cisco hit him at the goal line,
with the game saver. I feel like it was Darius, but it might have been Cisco.
No, it was definitely Cisco hit him at the goal line. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just sitting there trying.
Darius hit him early, but it was the hit that knocked him out.
Okay, was Cisco?
Was Cisco?
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good correction.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to remember one of the plays down near the goal line. It seemed like it was Darius that did it, but that shot is what you're talking about.
The helmet, the shoulder to helmet, whatever it was that gave him the concussion, which is why he went out. He went out with the concussion.
And then he tried to come back, and it wasn't that long after that that they ended up arriving at the decision that they needed to have that shoulder surgery to end his year.
I mean, he's a rookie. You've got to learn when to get hit and when not to get hit.
Don't be sticking your head in there, man.
Exactly.
And in that particular game, he just decided, I'm going to drop back. If I don't see it, I'm going to take off. Yeah. And he started delivering hits, and he started absorbing hits. Yeah. And it ultimately came up short of the goal.
We all have those welcome to the NFL moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I wonder if he's going to be more cautious, more conservative, and where that takes him as a player. Because you can't be too cautious.
You know, because and you remember when Lamar came into the league, he was frail. It wasn't as thick or big or whatever. And we were saying to ourselves, listen, he's not going to be able to run around the NFL
Get
like
out
that.
Of bounds,
Get out of bounds. Yeah. Well, I mean, but he was able to sustain himself. I mean, I think that Anthony Richardson has got to be Anthony Richardson. He's got to play his game. I mean, injuries are a part of the game. You know, he got hurt, unfortunately. But I mean, he'll learn from it, and some of those hits he's got to understand that he can't take. I mean, you're the face of the franchise. You can't take those kind of hits.
And Anthony was much bigger than Lamar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Lamar, I mean, let's be honest, Lamar played at 238 last year. He's down to like 220 something right now. He's lost. I don't think it's so much like he's dropped a lot. He wasn't heavy or anything because he still ran really well. But I don't think he's as bulky as he was. He wanted to lose some weight.
You know what a lot of these players are doing now? They're becoming vegan. They're shedding a lot of that weight and trying to get more slender.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
They're abandoning PETA?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
They are, bro. A lot of them are becoming vegan.
I will eat enough for them, all right?
Yeah. They're eliminating the protein?
I guess,
the animal protein?
Yeah, bro.
So people who eat tasty animals, I'm all about it. How much did Lamar weigh?
He played last year 238.
That just seems like so much. That doesn't even seem like a real number for Lamar.
Think about him, though. He was big.
He was.
Cut big. He looked like a linebacker out there.
But still, he was cat quick.
Yeah. Yes. Like the fastest guy in the field, cat quick.
Because when he said he was planning on dropping 15, or he actually already has, I did not think it was from 238 down to now.
You say he's 227. I mean, can he? It's impossible for him to get any faster. Please.
Wow.
I hope not.
That's what he said. That's what he said. And he's got a diesel behind him.
Yes, he does.
And you start talking about
he's one of those guys that you hear this from athletes all the time. I just want to get a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
To feel faster. They all want to feel faster. I can't imagine how much faster he's going to feel because hang on, let's see where he is right now.
Yeah, because I can understand what he's saying, but I still felt like...
See, they got him at 215. There's no way he's 215 right now. No way.
See, that's
he was talking about getting in the 220s is what he said.
Yeah, that's what I see as 215. Because look at Trevor. And granted, Trevor's got, at least 3 inches on...
He's in the 220s, right?
Yeah. He's probably right there. And he put a little muscle on this last offseason. Remember, 2 off seasons ago, he got a little sick, lost a little bit of weight, and really had to grind to get that weight back.
Right.
And he's 6'6", compared to Lamar, who's, 6'2", 6'3", I would think, maybe 6'3" at the top, with the hair.
Yeah.
and so he's a
Trevor's
thicker,
220.
220? Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and so Lamar's a thick 215, I would think. Anyway, yeah, if he's trying to gain a little more speed, look out.
That's scary.
Yeah. Well, it's what he does, man. It's what he does. And they got to be just as hungry. We always talk about who's the hungriest, the hunter versus the hunted. That was the number 1 overall seed, and they probably just feel pretty hungry.
So let me just – I'm going to put it this way to you, okay? So Travis Etienne is 5'10". Lamar's 6'3", right? They got Etienne listed at 215. There's no chance in hell Lamar was 217. I don't know what that was on that roster, but he wasn't close to that last year. You're talking about a guy who then at that point is 5 inches taller than Travis Etienne and 2 pounds heavier. And if you put those two together, one's a big dude. And I'm not saying Travis Etienne isn't well built.
Right,
he is.
All right, so here's what surprises me a little bit. McCaffrey and Etienne are basically the same weight, but not the same height. So Etienne does carry, because he's a little taller than McCaffrey, he carries that weight pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's why I would have pictured Lamar last year at 220. maybe a little bit. Maybe.
He was in 230s, high 230s.
Golly, man. Maybe 225. Because he still could.
He can still get it up.
When he needed to hit the Jets. All right, so real quick, since we're on the Ravens, and we talk about who's hungry, there's bitter taste in a lot of other teams' mouths as well, just like this team. And that one, even though they were number one seed, had the championship game in their building for the first time in a long time. What happens? Kansas City goes up there and takes care of it and wins that game. They got to be among the hungrier teams out there.
Yeah, because they had their identity crisis in the championship game. You're talking about the team that was the number one rushing offense in the NFL, totally abandoned their scheme of play when they got against the Chiefs. Instead, you wanted to make it about Lamar and Patrick Mahomes instead of playing your game. But, you can't do that.
It's so funny because...
All right, hang on real quick. Let me interrupt.
Yeah.
So this is on the Baltimore Ravens site. So he was saying he was 230 last year, Lamar. He said he's lost 25 pounds.
I saw where he said 15.
And he said he's down to 205 right now.
No way. No way.
That's frail, bro.
He claims he's down to 205 and claims he said he was around 230.
That's nuts if he dropped that much. And I agree with the texter. ETN's legs massive compared to Lamar. ETN carries some good weight, more than we probably realize.
Look at Lamar last year.
Yeah,
he was a big dude last year.
Yeah, I guess I have to see what he looks like now because he did say that. And what did he give up? $750,000 not to show up for the off-season performance bonus. And he's whatever. I'm dealing in the millions.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm not dealing in the hundy thousands. So he decided not to do it. But anyway, was dropping weight that whole time, which is, I know that guy is dynamic, but it can get in your dome a little bit if you're not getting it done when everyone expects you to get it done, right?
Yeah, because he's not going to be judged by MVPs anymore. I mean, he's gotten his 2 MVPs. He's not going to be judged by that anymore.
Right.
He's going to be judged moving forward, championships. And, so he's. I mean, the evaluation of Lamar Jackson is going to be a lot different than it's been the last couple of years.
You're looking at?
I'm looking at Lamar. That's a big dude.
Well, yeah,
that's from last year. That's 2023. He's lost. If he says he's lost 25, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
I'm telling you, bro.
He's a big dude. Then
he's giving up meat, bro. I'm telling you, he's probably vegan. He's detoxing. I'm telling you, he lost that weight. A lot of them cats are doing that, man. I'm telling you.
Now look at him. Here's the picture of him in his recent press conference. He's definitely lost a lot of weight.
Well, you know what he did? He turned into Jaden Daniels.
He's probably on a Awaken, to be honest.
That part.
Hey, he's turned into Jaden Daniels. Okay, if we're telling me
he's
Jaden
back
Daniels,
to his old. He's back to his old Lamar is what he is.
And Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love, I think, are the same size guy right now, and I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, it's XL Primetime. We'll crank until 4 o'clock. We'll try and keep an eye on what they're saying at the city council because it definitely is right now, get it time so you can celebrate a new stadium deal that you hope will be approved by the NFL, and they'll start building that puppy in just a couple of years.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Summer on the First Coast, the heat, the beach, and Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010XL.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. Look, I depend on South State for so many things: personal accounts, small business banking, and banking for our nonprofit. South State Bank can help you reach all your financial goals too, whether you're just starting out or focused on financial planning. South State offers convenience with their online and mobile banking. You should check out South State Bank, as they were recently recognized by Forbes as one of America's best banks. That's South State, banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
How nice would it be not to worry about your AC unit for 10 years? What? Bonds Heating and Air, standing by their units for 10 years. Imagine not having to think about your AC unit for a decade. Bonds 10-year warranty covers the parts, labor, and refrigerant. Basically everything. No fictional problems that will cost thousands. This is legit. An AC unit with no repair costs. Wouldn't that be nice? So remember, if your AC unit won't turn on, just call Bonds. That's Bonds Heating and Air.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 25th, 1988, MLB Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. played his 1,000th consecutive career game, all for the Baltimore Orioles.
Is your roof ready to weather the storm? Don't take chances with your home safety. Trust the experts at Universal Roof and Contract. Get peace of mind knowing your home is protected from the elements. They'll ensure your roof is in top shape to handle anything Mother Nature throws its way. Right now, get 10% off a re-roof or repairs, plus a free wind mitigation with a full roof replacement. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or click universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection. License number CCC 057165, CBC 125844.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. So did you jump on that Awaken 180 offer to drop 40 pounds by the 4th? If you did, you're about to cross the finish line next week. A big congratulations to you. And it was easy, wasn't it? If you didn't start Awaken 180 yet, why not start now? The results are real and they're very fast. I personally knocked off 25 pounds, hitting my goal in just over a month. Matt Hayes, he knocked off 12 pounds in his first week alone, 40 pounds total. And Hacker, that guy's down a whopping 70 pounds in only 3 months. The point is, with Awaken 180, you're setting real goals and you watch the weight pour off every single week. I average 5 pounds lost every week. You do the math. How much weight do you want to drop? Bring that goal to Awaken 180 and do what we all did. Attain it. Eating to lose weight. Reserve your consult with a click of a button at awaken180weightloss.com or dial up 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
I got more proactive with my health by doing a total body MRI scan at Ackerman Cancer Center. The MRI scanned the most common cancer areas for men and a whole lot more. Call Ackerman Cancer Center to learn about total body MRI and use code GREG15 to get special pricing.
Hey, David here with Royal Pest Services. Men, are you struggling in the bedroom? Do spiders and roaches have you scared? Visit RoyalPestServices.com and let us help you get that man card back. Guaranteed results on our first visit.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
It's the coolest week to save during the summer fan sale at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Buy one fan, save 10%. Buy two, save 15%. Buy 3 or more and save 20% off all fans at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Showroom near the Avenues.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Having a good time. Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy bringing you today's show. We've been talking a bunch about your Jaguars. When will they get it done? Update that X poll for us coming up here in just a second, RJ, because the idea is that Lord Stanley's Cup went to the Florida Panthers, and we've seen all the other professional sports franchises either get to the game or win the game or win the series or win the finals, however you want to describe it. But when will this team get to the game with a chance to hoist the trophy? And, well, that's the first thing we want. That's the first thing. Get off of that list of just the few teams that have never made it to the Super Bowl, Jacksonville being one of them, and then get off the next list, win the Lombardi.
Yeah.
Win it.
Yeah, you got to win it because it sucks losing it. Trust me. No one believes. I mean, Ricky Bobby ain't first or last.
You know.
No one remembers who lost that Super Bowl. They always know who won it. Trust me, from experience. And listen, and I went there my 4th year in the league. So I'm naive. I'm thinking, okay, I'm devastated by the fact. First of all, it's the most devastating loss I ever experienced in my whole career playing.
Right.
Ball. And then you think as you're young, you're like, oh, I'll get back. I'll get back, but never did. Got close.
If you ain't first, you're last.
There you go.
It do hurt.
They do hurt. So I'm saying if the Jaguars get there, win it, please. No one remembers second place. No one.
You know what? You never pull out that AFC Championship ring?
Listen, my auntie got it. Okay.
I'm actually surprised the Steelers got you an AFC Championship ring with all the World Championship rings they have. Why would they even do that?
I don't know. But I'm going to tell you this, though. There was a lot of pressure to win another one, man, because when you walk in the lobby, bro, the Lombardis are right there. They let you know. That's another reason why the Jaguars need to win. There needs to be a standard. You remember I was talking about culture?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of culture do you create? You win a championship. You place that Lombardi right there in the lobby when the guys got to go through the locker room. Yeah. They know the expectations now. That's important for any franchise.
Just look at what Dougie did when they did win one up in the city of brotherly love. Statues.
Oh yeah,
were erected outside the stadium. One for Dougie, one for Nick, and so that's the type of stuff that you can have.
Listen, I got Philly fans that are at the watering hole I go to. You know, that smoke my cigar. They said Dougie in Philadelphia can never buy a drink or a dinner.
I don't doubt it. I really do not doubt it. That's for sure. All right, X poll, RJ, give it to us.
Absolutely, our XL Primetime X poll question brought to you by the good folks at Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. On the heels of the Florida Panthers winning a Stanley Cup, we ask you, when will the Jags reach the Super Bowl? Between 1 to 3 years, 4 to 6 years, or never, ever will they reach the Super Bowl? And with 67% of the vote, we could be looking at the Jags, according to you, the listeners, could be looking at this Jacksonville team headed to the Super Bowl in the next 1 to 3 years.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, look, the fact that they don't have Zach and they do have Trevor should give you hope. I'm looking at a picture of a new and improved Zach Wilson, because each team has kind of gone through their OTA sessions or minicamp sessions, and they do all the photo shoots. Zach, hair slicked back, donning the orange for the Denver Broncos and trying to look mucho mature, like he's grown up. I don't know where he fits in as far as the quarterback derby in Denver, but be happy.
Well, that's the best job to have in the NFL, backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Listen, Chase Daniels. Remember when we had talked about this maybe last year?
Oh, yeah.
Chase Daniels has made over $50 million as a backup.
It's crazy. And if you do it right, you can do it for a long time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And not take the abuse, the hits, or anything like that. I have no idea what's going to happen with Denver, because a lot of these teams, the Bo Nix to Denver, the J.J. McCarthy to Minnesota, we can go on and on, Michael Penix to Atlanta. There's a lot of wondering in those fan bases. You may take a shot at the big contract that this guy got, but 16 was he was one of 5 first-round draft picks that stuck. The other 4/5 of that first-round draft class did not.
You know what's going to happen again? I mean, listen, Trevor's draft class alone can let you know that it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all those guys that went in the first round, they're no longer with the teams anymore.
Yeah.
Two of them are on the same team.
Exactly. 2 of them on the same team. So the odds on, I would give the odds, 75% that more than likely those guys, 3 or 4 of those guys are going to bust.
Well, it's like this year, if you try it, like, I don't know who to put my money on. Who would you put? Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams. Those are a bunch of question marks. I don't care what anybody says. They all look good at times, but you want to talk about the jump quarterback game from college to the National Football League?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
If I was to look at it right now, the person that has the least around him is probably Drake May.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could argue that.
I mean, he's got an uphill climb. I mean, offensive line, weapons, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Now,
Jaden's got some weapons around him at least.
Yeah, he's got a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It makes it tough to figure out. And by the way, we mentioned yesterday Chicago was ahead, at least with one of the preseason power rankings. That they were ahead of Jacksonville, and it's because of the Caleb and Rome combination that they got 2 top 10 draft picks, got the Odunze wide receiver added to the Caleb quarterback quotient, and they feel like that's going to be their combo. I don't know. But there's no way all these guys are going to be successes. At least I can't imagine it. Right?
No, I think it's going to go down the line what it typically does in the NFL. One's going to be really good. A couple will be, all right, maybe, and there's going to be a bust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's got to be a bust. And I'm not sure which one. I was surprised that Bo Nix went as high as he did. I like what I saw. Duck Bo, much better than War Eagle Bo. He cleaned up a lot of things. He matches skill set wise what the NFL is looking for. But can you imagine? And Sean Payton's loving on him right now. Can you imagine him getting coached hard by Sean? He didn't like the SEC fan treatment. Think of what the Sean treatment's going to be like for him up on Mile High. I don't know. And J.J. McCarthy, fascinating watch. I don't know whether Kevin O'Connell's telling the truth when he says Sammy Darnold's going to be his number 1 on the depth chart going into training camp. I don't know. I don't know what
JJ's got a chance to be the best of them all, I think. And I know Danny loves Caleb Williams, and I get the love for that. Something about J.J. McCarthy, man.
Really? Okay, yeah. That's what we're wondering right now.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
My takeaway is the Panthers. Let it be known. Let it be known that they now have a title, and they're along with the other Florida franchises that have a title of professional franchise. It's time now for Jaguars. In the words of Leon in our pre-show meeting, step it up.
Yeah, my takeaway is Jacksonville Jaguars. If not now, when? All right. The fans believe within the next 1 to 3 years that would be glorious. But I got to see it. Still window shopping. Not going to the store and buy anything.
My takeaway is I will see you, and I'll even buy you a Bud Light in the Bud Light Party Zone in 2028. Whenever the stadium comes to fruition, whenever that is ultimately done, an XL Primetimer, yeah, I'm going to buy them. That's going to be fun.
Actually, we'll see him tomorrow at the Jumbo Shrimp game and buy you a beer there, too.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we will be out there hanging out, and it's 10-10 day tomorrow. So if you can head out to the Jumbo Shrimp game, let us know. We'd love to see you. Say hey. Helmets and Heels will be broadcasting during the game from noon to 2 with 10-10 day at the Jumbo Shrimp with one of our 10-10, well, you can call them Googans, our 10-10 XL fans, throwing out the first pitch. Have you ever thrown out the first pitch, Leon?
No.
I was treated twice to throw it out at the Suns, the old Jacksonville Suns, Peter Bragan Jr. and GM Chris Peters and whatnot. They would have us out because we'd carry the games. And once across the plate, not necessarily a strike, but it didn't touch rubber. Second time, bounced it off the plate. Kind of embarrassing. Got the popcorn laugh off of that one. All right, we're done. We say thanks to Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. Make sure you check them out. Both great dealerships, great people. And Linda says it, and she means it. They are there to wow you, so they can get it done for you. Just check out Beaver Toyota, StAugustine.com or BeaverChevrolet.com. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, and RJ. You got the Francis Show coming up next.